What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catch Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good day today. Um, I don't know what happened to me. I slept in. I feel like I went to bed early enough last night. I woke up at like 11. I don't know, but for those that were live with me and took this trade, it worked out well. Got a little sketchy. Um, I was kind of confused. I'm like, what did I miss? And then um, I saw, where is it? Right here, I guess there's like an SR flip, right? Um, excuse me. And that's where we rejected from all the way back to our entry and then ended up going lower. And at this point, I was like, oh, I'm probably getting stopped out. Whatever. It is what it is. Like when they here, like we peaked below um, that buy side high volume node. But nothing crazy. And then they bought it up, and I'm like, oh, okay, looking good. We started making higher highs, higher lows, whatever. And then this just massive like selling candle, and then we were like consolidating, and then made a new lower low, and I'm like, oh, okay. This trade's cooked. And I think right around this point, I actually went to sleep. I didn't see any of this, but I trust my levels. I don't move my stop losses or my take profits. And of course, it ends up hitting. Um, so nothing like making a bag while you're in your well or while you're sleeping. Um, I don't know that I need to do this, but just to prove that I don't move levels and I do what I say I do, I will pull up my actual order history. Um, I do have the account number hidden, but you can see this is a blue live account. Live meaning that it's an actual like funded account. Um, I got filled by here, right? 5 MES um, at 67.78, and there's all the order, whatever, blah blah blah, right? And then I got filled on my take profit. Well, it shows as like a stop, whatever, or no, it shows as a limit order. Sorry, sell 5 MES limit 67.89 and 50 cents. Um, and then this here would have been my stop loss, right? STP, which was canceled because my take profit got hit. Um, yeah, I don't know like how many times I need to say it to you guys. If you're not listening, um, proof that I practice what I preach. Um, when I say, wait for your levels, don't trail your stop loss, don't. English is hard. Don't trail your stop loss. Trust your levels, wait for either the stop loss or the take profit to get hit. That's what you got to do. Um, and then just to show, this here could be fudged, right? Like I could fake these numbers. I don't. I don't have a reason to fake anything that I'm doing. Um, what the hell happened here? Um, bro, I don't want all of these accounts. That should be right. Okay, so this is the month of October. I haven't traded very much. Um, P&L 341.25, win rate 66.67, profit factor 2.48. This is the one that you is important, right? This is total profits divided by total losses. A profit factor over 1 indicates a profitable trading strategy. Day win rate is the same as the trade win rate. Um, Win loss trade. I don't like this because, technically you want to see this greater than 2, but it doesn't factor in like one trade. I might be risking $100 to make three, and then the next trade I might be risking 500 to make 1,500, and it doesn't factor in, um, the ratio. All it's factoring in is like on one trade you took a $500 loss, and on the next trade you only made 300. So that stat here, I'm not a big fan of. Again, this is the important one. I haven't taken very many trades, so this doesn't look beautiful, but it is what it is. Whatever. Um, my drawdown was minimal, $230. Um, and then you can see, I have not taken very many trades. On this day, I took two trades, one win, one loss. I feel like I was profitable. Yeah, that's weird. Why is it showing as red? I lost 230, and then I made 288.75. Um, I'm a little bit confused. I don't know why that's showing as a red. Oh, I think because the profit was like I took the trade on this day, but I closed it on this day. Yeah. So a little bit confusing. Two trades on Wednesday. One was during the New York session, and one was in the overnight session. The one that I won on, like I closed after the New York session had closed. So it goes over to the next day. Kind of like this trade here. This is the one that we took last night. It shows, that I took the order, or I mean that I placed the order. Um, why is this? I feel like the date is weird, and I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Tuesday, October 7th. Okay, I don't know. Why are you being weird, bro? Um, so anyway, took the trade on this day. And then the trade was closed. Or I mean, the trade was closed after midnight, I guess. And then as you can see, 282.5. So I've only taken three trades this entire month. One loss, two wins. Nothing crazy, just $341 profit. And the rest of this week is probably going to be a little rough for me. Wednesday, I have to go into work for a stupid class. Oh, excuse me. I guess the only reason I say it's a stupid class is occasionally I learn something, but generally I don't learn anything at all. Um, the what's it called? My so like this particular class that they're doing, they literally, like, my manager came to me and was like, "Oh, you have any ideas on what we should teach?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this, and this," because nobody understands it, and you can tell they don't understand it by their work. And so we're literally like doing a class on stuff that, like I was the one that kind of like suggested it, and then when I suggested it, there was some things I could tell my manager didn't understand, so I kind of just like explained it without making it seem like I was trying to teach him. So basically the class is on stuff that I've, I already know. Wild that they're doing this. This looked like a good buy right there, but now that this is just looking like a falling knife, it looks kind of sketchy. Few things quickly go into ABBV was a trip, right? We opened, sold off, came back. Like, this is where technically we should have hopped in if we were following the levels. And then they had a little pullback, right? And then they end up going and hitting all the way up to the third trim. I know some people got stopped out after it did this, which I understand. If you stayed in it, you should have made some good money. So I have that one marked as a win here. Whoa. Going to close this now. Rough day, right? I said the only area I was really interested in puts was here. We opened above, right? Came back below. We have no entry, right? Came back above. They gave us one candle closing below, second candle closing below, and then they retested and dumped. We're generally waiting for 3 5-minute candles. If this was me trading, I probably would have gotten in on this candle. But I also would understand if people didn't take it because it wasn't quite the ideal setup. And then I saw somebody in the chat said they took from here to here. 1.5 points. It's decent. It's not great. But then tried getting in at the first buy side high volume node. Bummer. And then this happened really quick and like really, I said to have a tight stop on this. Probably should have got stopped out. And then we just kind of chopped sideways the rest of the day, right? I saw a question in the chat. I'll get to you in just a second. I didn't read it. I know something about Shorty's class on Sunday, but I haven't read everything yet. Oh, and then also notice, right, they just went high enough to clean up this poor high and then dumped. All right, let me go ahead and read this question. %80 rule. You don't need fibs for the 80% rule. I also don't think you technically had an 80% setup. No, you don't. Futures had an 80% to the upside. It didn't work very well. Meaning probably would have gotten stopped out. Let me see. Yeah, if you're using one risk to reward, 100% you're getting stopped out on this trade at least. I've explained the 80% rule like 500,000 times. All it is let me just go up here where I don't have a bunch of stuff. Oops. So, previous day value area high, previous day value area low. So we need price to spend 45 minutes above. $45 minutes or more. Or we need price to spend 45 minutes below. This is plus. I'm not going to write below. So this is our confirmation, basically. What we're looking at is if we spend 45 minutes or more above a value area or 45 minutes or more below a value area, and then they come back inside of value, it's saying that the participants in the market were not happy down here or they weren't happy up here. Right? And then our confirmation for them to show that they weren't happy down here or they weren't happy up here is they need to spend 3 plus 5-minute candles inside of our value area, right? So we're looking for price to come in, spend 15 minutes here, retest. This would be our entry, and then you play it all the way to the other side. Or we need to see price come inside, spend 15 minutes, retest, again, our entry, play it to the other side. 80% chance that if this happens, we spend 45 minutes or more outside, above or below, come inside, spend 15 minutes inside, above or below, retest, that we're going to go to the far side, which whatever direction that is, 80% chance that that's going to happen. I'm not talking to you, Oliver. I don't even know your name. Don't know who you are. And this works on basically any time frame, meaning that this can work on daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. If we go to SPYs, like 2024, let me see. Is 2024 really this far down? Or did I not draw it? Wow. Okay. So 2024 value area high. 2024 value area low. Did we spend more than 45 minutes above the 2024 value area high? And the answer would be yes. We spent many days above, right? If we want to be particular, we were above, we'll just go to this candle, for 175 days, right? Did we spend 15 minutes or more inside? Yes. They retested, gave us a pullback, and then ended up going all the way down to the far side. Right? And if you were trading this, there's really just no reason that you should have been stopped out. And me and Shorty were talking about this, I don't even remember, but like months before it happened, because it looked pretty obvious, right? So like even if my stop loss was up here, this is like 2 to 7.7 or 2 to 1 to 2.77 risk to reward. Even if I was to go all the way to like 1 to 4, I'm still not getting stopped out on this trade. So risking $1 to make 4. They barely faded the like tapping the actual 2024 value area low. But this should be within, enough variance that you're like, okay, I'm getting out, right? So you're making, we'll just say 77.5 points on SPY if you took this trade in a matter of, we'll just say this first day is the entry. I'm not really sure if it was or not. In 28 days, you got 77 points. So that's the 80% rule. And again, it happens on daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever. It doesn't matter. Daily, you can generally have play out in one day. Um, Weeklies, you probably need like 3 or 4 days swing trading. You're talking about something completely different then. So your first um, paragraph, you said the best setup play was today. Enter with a good entry, and he said 80% chance or 80% down. And I think you're confusing what he said because it's not an 80%. If he's talking about 80%, it's what I just showed you. What you're talking about is peak above and fail, or peak below and fail, or peak below and bounce, whatever, however you want to look at it. And I wouldn't consider this like a peak above and fail. Peak above and fail is, I mean, there's not really a great example. This right here would be a good example of a peak below and bounce. Um, because what we're looking for is like really quick, like this, where this is our value area low. We quickly slice through the level, quickly reclaim it, and as soon as price breaks back through, you get back in. Like, you get in, I should say, not back in. Um, we're not looking for multiple candles closing above and then finally falling back below. Um, and again, you're definitely confusing the 80% rule and peak above and fail. So, um, generally with something like this where price comes above and whatever chops and then falls back below, I want to see 3 or more 5-minute candles, opening and closing below this level, then retesting it, whatever it is, previous day value area high, and then you would play it again to the next level, whether that be the POC or the previous day value area low, or whatever level you have on your chart. Like, you're going to play it to the next level. Okay. I would just say, like, possibly go back and rewatch Shorty's video because it does sound to me like you're confusing two different things. I didn't watch the video, so I'm not really sure. Um, I'm not really sure, what Shorty said, or if you're mixing two different strategies together. So yeah, 80% works on futures, right, in the overnight session. Um, I don't know that my levels are updated. Let me just double check. Yeah, these are the current levels, right? And then, well, let me erase this. Did we spend more than 45 minutes above? I guess so. It's not super clean. And then they don't give you a retest, right? So, I mean, I literally want to see, like, price. And I feel like I've talked about this so much, and I've talked with you, Oliver, about this specifically so much. right? We want to see price break above whatever it is, the previous day value area high. We don't want to see candles wicking back through. We don't want to see it being touched. I know this is touching the previous week value area high, but I'm just using it as an example. We want price to go through, and then it doesn't matter what price does, but we just don't want it to come back down and touch this, or even possibly go through it, like even if it's just a wick, right? We want price to hang out. What in the hell, man? We want price to hang out up here doing whatever it wants to do for 45 minutes. And then once that happens, it can come back inside. Now we want 3 15-minute candles without this level being retested. And then once that happens, when we do finally retest it, that's where you would enter short or get in puts and play it to the far side. I can look for examples of this. It's really annoying to do, but I can do it. Just because you have to keep looking back like day after day after day. And then also one thing to consider when you have a large value area, like for whatever reason, like you have a trend day, right, where price is just running, and your value area is really wide. Don't expect that to play out in one day. 80% chance that it will, make the full move, but it probably won't do it in one day since you have a very wide value area. So just something to keep in mind, right? So let me see if I can show you guys kind of an example. This is a value area high. I will also say I haven't heard from this person in a long time, but there was a person in Keenan's Discord that once he learned about the 80% rule, he was like, I'm only going to trade 80% setups. And I don't remember, like there was one time he sent me a message and he was like, dude, I made like 2.5K on SPY this week, only trading 80%. And then he sent me a message later, like, I don't remember the numbers, so I'm not going to say them because I don't want to misquote. But he sent me another message like a month later, and he was like, dude, I'm up this much, only trading the 80% rule. And he basically like made a agreement with himself that he was only going to trade 80% setups, and he just absolutely slaughtered it, like was absolutely killing it. And with that 80%, trusting, entry, profit, stop loss, or entry, take profit, stop loss. Like he wasn't trailing or anything like that. He was playing level to level. And if it went against him, it was what it was. And he was just making an absolute killing. The only issue with the 80% rule is waiting for a setup, because they happen like maybe once or twice a week on any given ticker. And, for some people, it's hard to be that patient, or for most people, it's hard to be that patient. But so if we look at this, like, this is, let me hit replay. So, actually, let me just delete this because it's going to be in the way. And I'm going to have to go back and fix all my charting because you guys suck. So we find our value areas on the 30-minute time frame, right? When we're looking for a setup, I use 5 minutes because I'm looking to see, 45 minutes above, come back inside, retest, enter short. So this is a good example. For one, we never spent 45 minutes above the previous day value area high. But I also wanted to show, like, like we're chopping around it, like it's not clean. We come back inside, go back above, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It looks like here we finally spend 45 minutes above, right? I mean, we can verify just to make sure. I don't really care, frankly. Yeah, an hour and 55 minutes. But then if you look at when we broke back inside, it was not clean. When we break back inside, we want to see something like this, where we come inside and we have like, so you count the first candle, right? This would be one 5 minute candle. This would be our second 5 minute candle. This would be our third. And then after that, you wait for that retest to enter short. The reason it wouldn't work here is we didn't have 45 minutes above, right? Here we get 45 minutes above, but then once we break below, very indecisive, right? We come below here, and then open back above the previous day value area high, wick up, sell off, have a little bounce, close that candle here. Next candle opens here, wicks down, bounces up, goes back through our value area, closes right around the value area. Next candle opens above or opens below, sorry, wicks all the way back up, closes above. And again, this is not clean, right? So no wonder it didn't work. So I'm trying to show an example here where the setup is not there, right? And then again, also, just because the setup is there doesn't mean it's going to work. It's going to work 80% of the time, not 100% of the time. So here, this one might have been a fake out, which is fine. I have no issues showing where it didn't work. The goal is to understand that it's going to work 80% of the time, and 20% of the time it's not going to work. So on this one here, so everybody would agree, right? We spent 45 minutes above. We came back inside. This candle doesn't count because it wicked through and then... Actually, let me turn this off so it's a little bit easier to see. Where is it? I just lost whatever candle I was looking at. Okay, whatever. 45 minutes above. Came back inside. This would be one candle. This would be our second. This would be our third. And then we retested, and it faked out and went against us, right? Spent another 45 minutes above. Broke through, had our 3 5-minute candles, retested, would have faked us out. So those would be pretty shitty examples where twice in a row it didn't work. But such is life. Let's see if we can find one now that actually worked. A little bit easier said than done. Maybe this is one here. This looks good. So if we go again back down to 5 minutes, let me turn off session volume profile. Actually, I need to turn it on for 1 second so I can see the distinction between the days. This was... Okay, so this is where we spent time above, right? And this is actually like a perfect setup. So if we look here, actually, let me not include that candle, but it doesn't matter. We've spent 5.5 hours above our value area, right? So everybody can agree that we spent more than 45 minutes above, right? And then once we broke through, right? This is our first candle. This counts as 1. This is 2. This is 3. So now we've spent 15 minutes or more below this level, right? And this is clean, where we broke through really clean. We didn't keep wicking back through, right? And then eventually price came up, literally tapped to a T, and then bada bing, bada boom. There's your exit. That's your 80% rule right there. This is exactly what you want to see. So again, clean break, no candles touching or wicking back through your level. 3 plus 5-minute candles below, retest and enter short. Boom. There's your profit level. And then it only works from, like top to bottom or bottom to top. In this case, like, I don't know if this is 45 minutes. I don't really care. It already went from top to bottom. So you're not going to try here to get in at the bottom and play it back up to the top. Even though in this case it would have worked out. We're just trying to play it in one direction. Up or down. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. Peak above and fail or peak below and bounce. They both work very well. But it's not... it didn't happen today. Okay? Again, when we're peeking through a level, let's just say this is our level. This is what you want to see. Quick wick through and then bounce and go back up. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Same thing, like if it's from the top, you're looking for something like this where we just quickly wick through it and then lose it. I'm looking on 30 minutes, which I shouldn't be. You're looking for that on 5 minutes. So this actually here is not it. This would be like quick peek through and then bounce, right? Or from above, like you're looking for something like this where you quickly go through and then drop back inside. Okay? All right. Hopefully everybody understood that. People really overcomplicate the 80% rule. Literally 45 minutes or more above or below the level. Break back inside. Have 3 plus 5-minute candles inside where you're not touching the level again. And then wait for a retest and then enter in the opposite direction. Thank you, One Step. I appreciate that. Self-proclaimed gurus. Yeah, we're not trying to be no guru up in this motherfucker. I'm still learning myself. I definitely don't have all of the answers, but I try. I work hard. I still study a lot, and trying to help you guys, learn what I know. Because I know enough to be profitable, and that's really kind of like the goal, right? Is to make money. And it's such a great feeling. And when I say this, I'm not bragging, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but it's such a nice feeling when it finally clicks, and you can just place your orders. Like last night. Well, the trade's gone, but last night I took the order right in front of all of you, live on YouTube. As soon as I was done streaming, I closed down everything. I went downstairs. I hung out with my wife, hung out with my daughter. And then I came upstairs. I looked at it a little bit, and there was one point where I was like, oh, we're making a lower low and we're pretty close to my stop loss. It looks like I'm going to get stopped out. Literally not worried about it at all. Because if you're just consistent and you just keep consistently taking the trades, you just consistently keep taking good setups, like, you should be profitable. As long as you're using proper risk to reward, risk management, and you're not oversizing and you're playing your levels. And that's all I do, right? And I have roughly a 65% win rate. Roberto, I feel like I've explained it to you. You want Shorty to re-explain it? Peak above and fail is really quick wick, or peak below and bounce. Really quick wick, bounce back through the level, and go. You don't want to see multiple candles above a level. That's not what you're looking for. So Yeah. Um, all right. So we've got single prints at the top. And a pour low at the bottom. Oh, I don't like that. I'm very particular about my lines all lining up with each other. I can't handle it. Yep. Single prints and pour low. And then for all of our retail traders, what do we have on this 30-minute chart? I'll start drawing it and then you guys can tell me. That is not what I was looking for. Why can't I draw today? I'm like clicking the wrong stuff and like doing weirdness. So based on this, they want 666.22. No, I get it, Michael. Shorty, he's got whatever that is, like the super intelligent, right? Um, but like not a good teacher. um, I don't even know if that's right to say that. Like he, so like the slides that he's created are so good where I can't do that. I can't sit down and like write a presentation where I'm going to go slide by slide because as I'm making it, I'm going to forget something important and then I'm going to go off on a tangent and then I'm going to try to come back to where I was and it just doesn't work for me. For me, it's a lot easier to just teach off the cuff and just um, teach about whatever is coming up for me in that moment. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think the way Shorty explains things sometimes can be a little bit confusing, I guess is the best way to say it. So no SIGs, right? Where value areas are pretty far apart. Um, if you guys want them, there are also single prints, here. I don't mark these personally. Um, I don't trade them. I don't really care about them, but I'm just letting you know that they do exist. And if you guys want them on your chart, you're welcome to put them on there. But so those are the single prints that we have all the way down to here, right? Um, let's take a look at our daily. So great volume on the day, right? Massive red candle, selling tail, buying tail. Overall, pretty bearish looking, right? Um, let me go ahead and load up my other charts. I will say I was a little bit disappointed with myself last night, in that I'm not one to really chase trades. Right? I don't remember where my entry was, but I do remember. Was it here? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where my entry was, but the point that I'm trying to make is, dude, I hate this auto thing. Like, it should just never exist. If I want to move my chart, I should be able to move my chart. Anyway, again, I don't remember where my entry was, but what I will say is, whatever it was, like, this was our buy side high volume node, and I noticed that price had gone. Um, we'll just pretend it's this, right? So we had our 30 minutes or more above that buy side high volume node to confirm that it was buyers, and then they did this and started bouncing, and I got in like 2 points above. And if I had just put my order, at the buy side high volume node and waited, it would have eventually filled me, and I would have got a better price and I would have made more money. Um, I'm really not one to generally chase a trade and take it, 2 points later. But for whatever reason, I did it last night, and then after the fact, I regretted it. Especially after they came and hit the level that I really wanted to be filled at. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys in the sense that um, I'm always happy to point out like when I do things wrong, and hopefully when I do point out when I've done something wrong, it helps somebody else um, not make the same mistakes or whatever. Wow. So I showed you guys this yesterday, right? Where is it? So we were talking about this sell side imbalance, right? Where this was created at the beginning of a trend. It took, I think it took a while. This was the third, which was Friday. No, this is Monday, right? So Friday, this was created. They came back to this Monday and sold off pretty hard from there. We came back to that today. They sliced above. I mean, not much. 3 points, and then just absolutely unequivocally dumped, right? But then you want to see the cool part. These 5 minute imbalances tend to work very well if you use them properly. So like this one is at the beginning of a trend, which is what you want to see. If you entered here, you made money. If you entered here, you made money. And then this one happened to go all the way. Oh, and then actually here, more interesting, right? So here at the beginning of this trend, they created a buy side imbalance. When we came back to it, boom, all the way up to the sell side imbalance. This one here, again, sell side imbalance all the way down to buy side imbalance, which was created on Thursday. And again, at the beginning of a trend, right? And you wouldn't have quite binked the bottom, but you'd be pretty damn fucking close on whatever this is. If you took the top here, 797, all the way to the top of this one, 751, nobody's complaining about whatever that is, like 40, sorry, what did I say? 97. So it's like 46 points. For math, if you took one contract of ES, it's $50 per point times, what did I say? 47, I think. $2,300 for one contract. If you just played from sell side imbalance to buy side imbalance. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. Right now, we don't have any new buy side, sell side imbalances to look at. They've all been cleaned up. Well, there is one down at 685. So just a heads up, if we get more selling pressure, they might be targeting this, which was at the beginning of a trend. This one here is also at the beginning of a trend, but I would trust this one first. Okay. Alrighty. I don't remember where I closed my trade. $78. Oh, I think I closed it here, right? Something like that. Oh, whatever. Um. All right, let's start. Oh, that's been obliterated. So there's large orders here, large orders here, but it looks like our biggest orders are here. So that's what I'm going to focus on. These 97 to 99. And then it looks like our biggest orders are here. There's also a lot here. Obviously, these ones don't matter. Let's see. Yeah, we're already below them. So I guess that defaults us to here. It's 22 there. This might not be a terrible buy right now. I think this is the zone we have to grab. $58 to $61. Yeah, this is probably a good spot to buy, especially with the September high volume node below. I mean, the September value rate high. Um, Good chance we bounce here. And you could take it to like 73.50, 74, possibly even 76. You know, there's a chance they go higher, but this would be like a safe exit, 73.50. Even 72 isn't bad. something like this. Risk 5 to make 13. All right, let's transfer this over to SPY. Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to put this on my chart, but for everybody that's here, if we reclaim 60, 70, and 33 cents, this bear flag is invalidated. Okay. I highly doubt they give this to us. Really kind of overall bearish. I think we bounce, for a little bit, and then they're going to dump this. Um, the, we have the same bear flag on ES. The only issue is it's happening like right at the September value area high. Again, if they get over 67.75, this would be invalidated. They just kind of came to the golden pocket. This is generally where you want to get in short. Um, if they're going to play this out, this would be your ideal entry. Um, but again, I don't like that it's happening at September value area high. Yeah, we kind of lost it, right? If they stayed below it, I would be way more bearish than I am right now. But the fact that we got back above September value area high, and they seem to be liking price above, short term, I'm bullish, and I think we probably sell off more tomorrow, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. My class at work. Excuse me. It's 4 o'clock in the morning my time, which means that's 7 a.m. Eastern. I think it's a 2-hour class, so that would mean it would be over at 6 a.m. my time. Market opens at 6:30. I'm gonna try to haul my butt home, and then I'll go live, as long as everything, again, plays out and works out time wise. I didn't mention, but I don't have any option setups for tomorrow. Let me go and post a screenshot of this. And again, the idea is just to kind of be live tomorrow. Let's look at, our news really quickly. Or actually, let me get this off of my screen as well. I can't even see the chat. Okay. Sleeping under the 57 tonight. Why? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm shocked that they didn't bounce it there, but also today was kind of a falling knife. Pretty shocked, though, that they didn't bounce there. Sorry, I'm reading messages. All right. Hey, what's up, Brian? Oh, it's a bummer, Mark. Yeah, my son's playing drums, getting crazy. Oh, thank you, Lola. Yeah, Zeppelin rocks. I love music, so I would say like Zeppelin's not my favorite by any means, but I'll never complain if it's on. Um, I'm more of a like metal punk person, but I listen to literally everything: rap, R&B, reggae, metal, punk, rock, classic rock, all that, hardcore, death metal. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer, Christian. Still, like again shocked that they didn't bounce there, but also kind of not, with it being like a crazy falling knife. Um, so Shorty's going to be live in about an hour and 10 minutes. He's going live a little bit late today. I'm going to go take my kid to the gym for his advanced jiu-jitsu class. Keep him bully proof. Wild. All right, everybody. As always, much love, much respect. Tune in for Shorties. He does it way better than me. And we will see you tomorrow. Again, hopefully we get to trade live. Hopefully everything pans out according to the plan. Hopefully I can get out of the class early and just be here before the market even opens. That would be ideal. Oh, we never looked at Fear and Greed, and also didn't look at the what's it called? The we should be in neutral. We also didn't look at our calendar. I don't even know if we're off shutdown yet. Tomorrow's our FOMC meeting minutes. This should give us some crazy volatility, right? At 2 p.m. Eastern. And BOJ government UTA speaks, but it's tentative. We don't know what time, right? That'll do it. Again, hopefully everything pans out and I get to trade live with you guys tomorrow. And with that said, much love, much respect, everybody. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.